Hi, everybody. This is Joanna. I'm so excited today. Oh my gosh. There's so much great energy. I just feel really, really excited because we are breaking the bottleneck. We are breaking it, breaking it, breaking it. And you can feel those new infusions of energy and light. I mean, look at the just everywhere. It's just bathing on us to break forward and get new, get new, get new, get new. I've been so inspired. Music has re-inspired me to bring forward many of the gifts that I've had since I was a child. Music has always inspired me because it's the song of the universe that I feel and hear and sense in all that is Gaia and all that is Source Creator, the omnipresent field that we all exist within. These big chunks of snow are melting because it's so warm right now off the roof. So if you hear these big thumps, it's the snow dropping from the ceiling. We're so excited. We're so excited. So all of the teams are with us, all our spirit with us, the fairies, the gnomes, everybody that's within light programs, they're all with us. They're all with us. They're all with us. So as you gather with your light tribe, as you gather in the councils that you gather in, absolutely know that you are supported, that you are absolutely bathed and held so adoringly with all of the teams and all of the celestial beings that you are here to co-create with, that you thread with. And today we're going to talk about new ascension breakthroughs. New ascension breakthroughs can exist of the new inspirations that we co-create within one another to continue breaking those plasma membranes of our collective consciousness to step into new fields of co-creative light templates. How we're receiving codes, how we are receiving codes from Gaia as she is activating her crystalline grids, the codes that were offered from the heavens, the codes that we offer within our teams as we're sleeping every night. We're being that conscious creator with our fields, with our bodies, with our undeniable energy centers and energy vortices, which we call the chakras, which they're everywhere, not just the 7, but there's far greater chakras than we know about. The earth chakra that we connect with at the very bottom of our feet through Gaia, our earth plan with Gaia, our devotional souls plan with Gaia, and all of the plans that we are co-creating with the higher heavens through that soul star chakra. And knowing this, knowing how we operate as multidimensional beings, how we operate through the releasing of old programs and paradigms through limiting systems from 3 to 5D, honoring who we are and all that was, taking out those lessons, taking out the wisdoms of every divine contract that we've ever held. The divine contract we hold with Gaia, the divine contract we hold with every single person we meet in every moment. It's an elegant design of quantum experience with Source Creator as Source Creator. And in that, we get to know ourselves and renew all that we are as light in every moment. This is who I am. I know who I am. I'm aligned with my highest truth. I'm aligned with my highest beingness. And in this, I get to create something new. And I get to create this reality which matters to me, that I'm completely engaged with, I am intrigued with. I want to explore, I want to experience, I want to express myself within this new reality, for that is the growth of the soul. That's all the soul really wants to do, is explore itself through the interaction engagement of all that is, to experience itself anew through that exploration and expression. And how we heal humanity as a collective is through the allowance of all that we are as creative, expressive beings of light. Renewing ourselves with our unique truth allows us to do that. Knowing thyself helps us to express thyself in the way that means something to us, in the way that's exciting to us, in the way that delivers that equal response to us. That's soul growth. And why at that level of excitement and that level of interaction and engagement and your focus with that new reality experience, that new potentiation, we receive those energies back, and then we get that more greater momentum that we talked about the other day, is how to break through that bottleneck. Because our collective is sitting at this experience of, you know, kind of what do we do now? We've never been here before. And so many are experiencing in the bottleneck, so many are experiencing, you know, this percentage of our collective is what will push through those membranes into that next vibrational experience as a collective paradigm, to new behaviors and new patterns and new potentiations that require us as the code breakers to create that higher vibrational energy and information by creating new ways, by creating new potentiations in every creative arena that we have, and then some. Because remember, we're shifting from a 3D reality to a 5D reality, which means that there's greater light for us to encompass and integrate. There's greater light for us to potentiate. Light and love is eternal. It is the expansive energy frequencies of all creation, of evolution. We are inspired through our higher selves, through spirit is inspiration, as spirit is. We are inspired through the higher self. Directly what is linked within our soul's experience to want to, that we've written our soul's blueprint to co-create here as a collective gift through us we offer, and in our individual desires and excitements to create. We must create through those inspirations, directly aligned with our higher self. This is why when you are truly inspired, it comes from within. It's not ignited by, you can get inspired by someone else to create something that is infused through your own inner gifts, but not taking from someone else and not copying someone else and not doing something the same as someone else and just regurgitating information that's said in your voice. You are uniquely you, and you have direct access to your higher self that feeds you everything that you are meant to co-create with as a divine being of source light, to co-create in the way that you are meant to, so that you, as a part of this collective that's hung at this bottleneck here on this vibrational platform, is ready now to just to puncture that membrane that puts us into a new vibrational co-creational field of light. Therefore, the whole collective in itself, as they're pulled through, gets to have access to those codes, gets to have access to those night experiences where you are accepting and you are accelerating the allness of all that you've been on all timelines between 3 and 5. And even therefore, I've had many of my guides in higher dimensions give me inspiration, obviously. When I'm channeling, I'm connecting with beings and guides that are from any, 5th to 15th dimensional consciousness. And it's eternal, it's omnipresent, because I have aspects of me that have access to omnipresent experiences in other universes that I bring forward. That is not necessarily what is in that universe, a dimension. It perhaps might be called something else, but they're just the words we have to explain so that people understand in their own unique way variations of universes that perhaps don't operate in the way that we do, and understand our terminology or experience of vibration, because that's what a dimension is. It's the experience of vibration. So the greater light that you are able to take on through the clearing of the density, through the limiting beliefs, anything that packages anything is a limitation in any way. Because we are clearing out and moving and ascending and clearing beyond what we were, we get to allow ourselves to become more light. We get to live as the embodiment of our light body. We get to carry on that light. And that light allows us to be inspired as that higher, as the higher self offers us those inspirations from higher light programs of what Earth needs. Because remember, we are offered these inspirations through the elegant design that your soul is connected with an infinite number of souls that are also operating through the excitement to bring forward certain programs, certain offerings that the collective requires. Remember, we live as one. If you have a unique excitement, yes, it is inspired and ignited through you, but your unique expression offers it as the collective song, because your collective entanglement and inspirations, how you thread yourself with the all, will go in to co-create those vibrational threads of light that fan out, calling in other people to co-create with, calling in other experiences to co-create with, and then you all get to co-create this beautiful experience through which all of your gifts are used in the grander collective offering that the collective needs, which then becomes the paradigm shift that all awaken to and want to be a part of. How can I walk through that door? How can I walk through that membrane that just keeps pushing me back? Well, it's because creatively, we haven't allowed ourselves to explore any higher than what we've been told that we were believing in ourselves to be. Do we know that we're infinite? Do we know that we have infinite access to infinite potentiation? We are a human potentiation through matter, but our spirit is creating it. So the more that we live as full spirit, as we live as the embodiment of source, we allow ourselves to co-create in whatever ways that we want to that is infinite. We create those paradigms through which we will walk through the portal when we wake up, because it's a totally new world. We're no longer limited by the thoughts and beliefs and paradigms and social systems that we were embedded within, that we took on as our own that are not. And any point, at any time, anyone can drop to their hearts and say, that's not who I want to be anymore. Those are roles, those are definitions, those are doctrine, those are dogma, whatever it might be that is limiting the spirit of me. Remember, everything that we have in our conscious co-creation, higher vibrational channeled information, and anything pretext has been consciously created in that level of consciousness, which is fine and beautiful and perfect. But now we are taking everything that we have ever been as a human collective, and we are wanting to pick and pull what each and every of us are inspired to, and then expand and infuse light into it. And that's how we evolve as a collective. Each and every one of us, through our higher selves, through our unique individuation of who we are as spirit, our soul, the infinite threads that we are as soul that live through us. And when I call forward my soul, I feel it. I feel my soul living through me. The soul is all aspects of you in this soul's blueprint. The more that you are doing your clearing, the more that you are aligning with your higher self, you get to activate more and more lifetimes that you can come and clear. In general, each and every one of us are here to clear 51% of our karma from 3 deep timelines to the 5D, in which we are out that shift, that door, that paradigm door through which it says you've cleared 51% of your karma. There's nothing more for you to learn in this cycle. Let's shift you to something new. And that's what we've called the new ascension, the new ascension shifts. Because you wake up and you feel it. Your DNA has been activated, usually through your DNA first, and your souls and your teams and your higher self, and the karmic board are also involved, the councils of the heavens are involved. Everybody is involved with your ascension. Everyone, every being and consciousness group is involved, because every one of our choices in every moment affect how our soul's growth and our soul's plan is moving along through the multidimensional perspective of the all that we are as a soul. When we awaken and we release density here, it affects that aspect of you that's here. It affects that aspect of you that's there. It affects everything, if they so choose to tap into it. Just as if my 8th dimensional perspective in Arcturus, as it's going through its growth, it offers that light capacity to me. And in meditations, I can align up to that light vibration, and I can call that inspiration down to me, and I can offer it through a channeling as that part of me that is now living as a soul. The more that I incorporate of my higher vibrational wisdom, body, mind, spirit, and heart and soul, remember the higher mind harmonizes. Therefore, embodying all that was the lower mind, because the lower mind comes with many, many limiting programs that we've learned and we've understood as the parts of the psyche and the psyche wounds that we've all come to heal. Those experiences, because everything in the physical experience is an illusion. The psyche and the soul and all that we are as vibrational energy beings through the timelines that we've lived in all timelines, in all planets and all galaxies. We have those codes and we have those density packets that we are here to transcend. Through the awakening, to call that density forward and say, why do I have an issue with control? And you get to call it forward and say, well, this is why I have this. Okay, so let's clear it. What does this mean to me? How can I look at this control issue from a myriad of perspectives so that I can acknowledge it, I can accept it, and then I can allow myself to create something new. And that's how you transform it. You can't transform something unless you're not acknowledging it. You must acknowledge what the issue is. So call it forward, sort it out. Every day, create that daily self-care. And we are usually inspired through our nighttime dreams. And so, part of that daily self-care is when you get up in the morning, journal your dreams and journal the points that were being pulled out to you. What were they showing you? There's always, always, always lessons and blessings in your dreams. We are evolving 24/7. We're on light ships in recalibration chambers, recalibrating our bodies, recalibrating our DNA, recalibrating our sensory systems. All that we are as a multidimensional being is being recalibrated at every phase of the journey. The more that we allow ourselves to align with our inner truth of who we are with spirit, the epicenter of us, through breath I am aligned, through the higher light that I call in, I'm calling in the higher light through my pillar of light that aligns the spine, that's feeding all of my chakras. All that I am is a multidimensional being. I'm being fed light, I'm being fed codes, and I get to realign what's good for me. I create my choices through me, through my higher guidance, through my higher choices of excitement, physical, mental, emotional, and etheric. I get to realign in the highest version of me, and then I get to create those choices that span out. Thank you, Spirit. And those things that we go through every day, those inner battles and those inner triggers that we go through every day are those inner experiences within you that need to be pulled forward and brought forward to be healed. And so anything that you see outside in your reality is a part of your inner world that requires its constancy to heal. to heal that aspect of you from this timeline, other timelines, your lineage, your ancestors that have offered that to you because you knew you could. Pull it forward and say, this is who I am now. I choose to love myself wholly. I choose to create my own diverse experience, because everyone on this planet, due to our planet's collective and planetary experiences, are here to resolve and heal subjugation at a very small level and a very major level, depending on how you've come here, the aspects of your soul that are all working with you, and how much you want to come and clear and heal for the collective and inspire anew. And those of us like me, we've been here so many times, an old soul, an empath, a crystal child, working with many of the collective celestial councils and the highest council beings, thank you, holy councils of light, that we can come forward and we can offer higher vibrational information so that everybody can allow themselves, if they so desire, because our teachings are certainly the be all and end all. They're just an opportunity to expand in new vibrational ways. If you understand all that you are as this beautiful multidimensional being of light, in all that you are and all that you've ever been told, you're a vast being of light, and you have a sacred triad that is always, always with you, that can inspire you and heal you in any way that you so desire, but you have to ask and you have to ignite that. You have to be the leading commander on your ship. You are a multidimensional being with many, many chakras, that pillar of light that runs along the spine that feeds those chakras, codes, and information that you have to ignite. You have to be a part of it. You have to be the leading commander, as Jesus said. He was the master that came forward to teach us many of these higher consciousness experiences that were then placed and labeled into doctrine that got very limited over time and rewritten by man, that lost its potentiality and understanding of who we are as soul beings. Source creator, spirit, God, whatever we choose to call the highest creation of all that is, the omnipresent of all creation, and why our creation is so elegant. We are in the center of all things, the center of every atom. It's us with the universe. We have access to the whole universe in every single atom. Therefore, have we been aware of the infinite potentiation that each and every one of us have to activate it, to be in charge of our bodies, to call upon any aspect that we are within the all. This is a top-down experience of us within this galactic universal experience on very varying vibrational threads of experience, of bodies and forms that we've taken on for the expression of the soul. And that soul is a part of this person, this being soul, that being soul, that being soul. And those threads all thread together through the infinity. That's the source creator within us all, threading all of us. And why we feel in this experience of earth, why we connect with certain people the way that we do, because we understand that on this timeline, that timeline, that timeline, we're still threading together, working together, just in a different body, different form, different ways that we inspire and ignite through one another, the offering of one another, the connection and communion of one another to be our highest and our best. And that's why you know when you truly met, you know, those soul tribes that you're creating with, is those that inspire you to be your best. The ones that challenge us to heal our wounds are the ones that we've labeled and titled karmic, although, you know, those titles and definitions usually tend to limit us because they place us in those boxes that feel very negative and dense, but they're not, because those are the ones you learn the greatest gifts from. Because when you challenge and face all your fears, and you challenge and you stand in your truth and in your highest and your best, no matter what anybody else says, you're breaking conformity in every way, you're breaking familial roles in every way. Those are those co-creational experiences that we have with the relationships that we come with, threaded usually in the most close circles that we have, our blood family, and the ones that we take on through marriage and so on. But in each and every one of us will be triggered and divine timing when you're ready and you've cleared away density to take your step up at that new step, to take yourself up on that new vibrational platform where you're breaking through and you're saying, I'm ready for that new inspiration. I'm ready to see myself anew. I'm ready to know myself anew. I'm ready to co-create anew. And I'm ready to call in the new vibrational tribe that will help me co-create the big plans I got planned. Because Mama wants a big life. And I got lots of ideas, and Spirit's constantly sending them to me, and I want to start co-creating. And that's breaking the bottleneck. That's breaking it, because you know how the universe works. The universal laws. You understand energy. And you face those fears every time they come up. Okay, I got that. I understand that wound. I offer myself love. I offer myself compassion. What do you got for me next? And you're facing it boldly. You say, I got this. This is my reality. This is my experience. I get to choose, and I'm here to co-create in my highest potentiation because this is my life. And source wants the highest and the best for me. The source wants me to keep flying and keep soaring and keep expanding. That's evolution. Every time you do, the whole creation changes. How does that feel? How does it feel to know that every time you transcend a fear, all of creation changes? Every time you choose a positive, loving thought where you're spanning out into infinite heavenly codes that are brought down to you because you're ready for it, because you're open and you're ready to say, I'm ready for a new inspiration today. What you got for me, God? What you got for me, Spirit? Creator of all that is, bring it to me. What you got? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to know all that I am. When you ask that, all of creation changes and starts organizing around you. As you perceive it, and so too it is. Perspective is everything. What do you perceive yourself to be? Perceive yourself as a part of the infinite, a part of the all, and there you are, you're there, you're there, you're there, you're there, bringing it to you. I got that, I got that, I got that. And you're led to the right videos, you're led to the right people, your people are led to you. You're sending out those vibrations of your infinite abundance. You're sending out those vibrations of your infinite potentiation to co-create with those that don't even understand what you're co-creating yet. But that's okay, the vibration's there in the field. And that field is gonna weave it to you because you're ready now. Your heart's open. Nothing standing in your way, no more creational blocks, no more creative blocks, no more emotional blocks, no more mental blocks, no more physical blocks, because you are in the flow of spirit. You're in the flow, you're in the flow, and you know who you are with spirit. You know who you are with light. Remember, we are spirit, essence, creating matter. The part that we are matter is maybe about this much. Spirit is all. So we start allowing ourselves to be the embodiment of spirit. So what we want to talk about today is these new ascension gateways, these new ascension beginnings, as we're breaking the bottleneck. And that requires, first and foremost, our focus. What is the focus of our choice? We choose that, okay, next I'm going to really focus, I'm going to open up, and I'm going to be intentional. All of my consciousness and all that I am is this epicenter of light. I'm calling all that I am from all timelines, all of my light from all timelines, all of my inspiration, all of my excitement, all that I am. Source knows, my soul knows, my teams know I'm being supported right now by all there is in heaven. And I'm going to create the highest amount of focus, and I'm going to drop it all into my heart, my creative centers. All that I am is a vibrational being of light. I'm an epicenter of light right now. There is so much going on inside my epicenter right now, and it's bang. The energy is just light, 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 light. Epicenter, movement, love, 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 inspiration, quantum. Everything is in alignment. And why? Because I've focused every part of my multidimensionality, physical, mental, emotional, etheric, every cell within my body. When I say we're turning on, let's go, let's go, let's go, everything is awake. All right, epicenter, we are awake. Every cell is listening. Every aspect of my bodies are listening. My mental field is listening. Everything is awake, tuned in. I am absolutely turned on to the voice of my mechanism of who I am, a spirit. My voice is my essence of who I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. I instruct my cells. I instruct my bodies. I instruct my organs. I am free flowing, receiving all information, all wisdom. I focus on my highest light. I focus on my highest creativity. I am open and all blocks are removed. My heart is open, my creative systems are open, and I'm honoring myself within my ancestors and within my teams. And in my epicenter of light, I'm allowing for the free flow of source creator, of infinite creative light, of infinite wisdom and potentiation, of my infinite intelligence. I am all things. I am the one with source creator. And however I may move today, in the beauty of all that I am, in the humility and reverence that is spirit, I open to all that I am as a greater version of me as spirit. And I'm really excited and passionate to co-create and to bless myself with new inspirations and new creativities, with new exciting beginnings. And I'm open to receive. And I ask my teams, I ask my higher self, assist me with receiving the highest experience of my inspiration. And just wait and listen. And as you ask for those highest inspirations, as you're putting all of that excited, loving energy into knowing you, into being you, into exploring you, into expressing you in new ways, and you just receive, and you can just feel the energy, just everything is just in alignment, everything's in alignment, everything is in alignment, because you're stating it, you're intending it, you're perceiving it. I am perceiving myself anew. I perceive myself anew. I am one with the universe. I align with my highest excitement. I align with my creative intelligence. I am so wise, and I will create the understandings that I will be gifted synchronicities of creating new books and new experiences for me to read, for me to be a part of, for me to embody, for me to write. And whatever my higher self and my spirit and my soul are inspiring me with, in a myriad of ways that Source Creator inspires us, through nature, through friends, through little mails in your inbox, whatever it might be, that you will be awake to it, that you will connect with it, that you will be aware of the synchronicities that you and Source, you send yourself. Remember, you are a part of the center of all that is. As every atom is, the universe within it, you are. There is no separation. We've understood ourselves to be, because that's how the psyche understands itself within its environment at its various earliest stages. Who am I within and depending and around who other else is in the environment? How do I know myself and I choose to be myself within what I see? The individuation of itself within itself, understanding itself. And that's the natural process. However, now we're surrendering that lower mind, becoming the higher mind. I am the all. I am all things in between. I am the universe. I have infinite inspirations, and I can focus on that. And part of those new gateways is the focus, your focus, your focus. Not to be obsessive about it, but to send it through with love and passion and excitement, and then let it go. And be okay surrendering in that letting go. Because you absolutely know that Source and Spirit and the infinite number of beings that are here for the progression, for the evolution of humanity, for the evolution of fairness and equality, for the evolution of light, and for the evolution of all of humanity, for the healing of humanity, for the healing of Gaia, for the healing of our nature and wildlife. There are infinite beings in consciousness that are all working in benevolence of light. And you're activating yourself in light. You have so much momentum behind you. Make no mistake about that. Far beyond what you know. And that's why your co-creations and your experiences, your pure intention, your focus, and your ability to love that focus and love that intention because it's you for no other reason, because that's the center of you, that's the belly of you that's saying, I'm going to come forward, I'm here for a short time, and I'm going to make this the best. I can be here for as long as I want, and I'm going to make it the best. Because I'm in charge of my body, I'm in charge of my health. No matter what old programs about health and timeline spans have said, I release that now, because that's not me. Now I'm me. I'm in my galactic cosmic body, and I'm infinite. And I'm going to pull in my higher intelligence. I'm going to activate my DNA. I'm going to activate my DNA with my soul and my higher self, and only I have in charge of that. So I'm not going to hand over how my health is and my experiences are to anybody that says this is how it's going to be. No, I get to choose that. And when you state that with knowing, with trust, with focus, you're in charge of your consciousness. You perceive it, you are it. You perceive your commandmentship over all that you are, as Master Jesus said. You are in charge of your consciousness. You are in charge. It doesn't matter what consciousness environment that you are placed within. That consciousness, as Master Sananda said to me about a year ago, we've come from the wrong, the inaccurate idealisms, and I remember learning this in science way back when, that we are the result of our environment. And we've got that backwards. We are the ones, as Source Creator light beings in matter, that affect our environment because we're creating it. But we've got that wrong because it was only taken from the limited consciousness that we had at the time. Lord Sananda, which is when you think about yourself as spirit, it's absolutely truth, because all else is an illusion. You're creating it as you go. But we've never been taught that we were spirit. We've never been taught that we are actually in charge of everything we create. When we know that, we do affect the environment. We get to say, no, this environment will not have its way over me. I am the heavens. I walk with the heavens. I am consciousness. And why Jesus was able to do what he did. He alchemized, and he knew exactly what was going on in the fields. He alchemized his body cell by cell, field by field, because he knew what to do. He understood those laws, the laws of the universe, the laws of reverence and humility, the law of one. He understood. And he was able to place his body in and above water. He was able to alchemize the density of his body. That's mastery. That's mastery. He affected the environment. And that's the notions we're all flipping around. So release what we thought to be true. It doesn't matter what textbook tells you what. There's parts and perhaps much of it that might be true perhaps. But we're now creating a new environment. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. Make no mistake about it. And that's why Gaia is showing us with many new species on our planet that will be popping up and popping up and popping up and popping up. You know why? Because our consciousness is popping up. It's us. I want to see new species. I want to create with new herbs. I want to create with new flowers. I want to create with new forests. And our consciousness weaving together in the all, the omnipresent field, that's got power. We are creating our intentions of love and light and oneness and care and gentleness and love and light and care and gentleness. We are a family of one. So if you're inspired to do something, create that focus, that inspirational focus that is you in the all, you in the all, you in the all. This beautiful soup of love, this beautiful soup of light. And you get to create something new. You get to say, for me today, what do I want? What do I want to experience and explore and express for me today with spirit? And ground and ground and ground. They're telling me to ground. Okay, Joanna, calm down. Ground and ground and ground. The sacred energies of light. You just want to get going. Come on, there's so much to do. Come on, let's go. But part of the ride of mastery for me is also to sit back and just allow things to come and just allow things to happen. I crack myself up. So funny. So there are wisdoms today where we're breaking the bottleneck. That means you're going to be getting a whole whack more light. Okay, just own it. All right, bring it. Bring it. No idea what it's going to do. Just bring it. And we just release the fear of the unknown. Remember those 3 attributes that were creating the bottleneck. The fear of the unknown, the despair of the unknown, the loss of family members and friends because they might not be on the same journey as us, and that's okay. They're still in a body, having their experience somehow, some way, just in a different form, different way, but you always have access to them because of spirit. And the third one is releasing your duty to service and switching it to the creative experience of joy, and how really exciting it is to get creating again. So here was their experiences. When you focus on that excitement to create, excitement to create, excitement to create, that's an open-ended experience. It's not really specific. So you wake up with that excitement to create, that excitement to create. You're just focusing on excitement. You're focusing on the joy of creation. You're focusing on seeking of spirit. Those inspirations will come to you because you've opened all that you are as this epicenter of light, and you've just got your spirit and your teams and your guides are just sending you things left, right, and center. And you're getting it because your fields are turned on, your fields are clear, your bodies are turned on, your bodies are cleared. And that's why your daily self-care and doing what you do to get to know you as spirit, you as source, what you need physically, mentally, emotionally, etherically, so that you're ready, tapped in, and you're turned on anytime those synchronicities come to you. And you're ready to put them into action, because that's the full process of manifestation. When you're aligning with spirit and you're creating those excited energies, that excited energy is going to come back to you. Remember, it's the law of one. As the vibration that you are, how you feel is so important. You're putting it out and it's going to come back. And it will come back and threading with other people, because we're now co-creating at a collective level that needs these new higher vibration templates and programs to rewrite within. So we're the ones breaking that memory and breaking those codes, those dense codes that held us in limitation about who we thought we were, what we existed within, what existed within us. And we're breaking them now. And shake up all the dust, shake up all the density, and let's sort it out. What is really important to me? You know? What's really important? What is the value factor for me? And everyone's going to have a different answer, and that's fine and perfect. There's no right answer. It's all right. It's all source, because we're all here to create in new ways. We're all here to inspire in new ways. We're all here to be for one another, each in one another's story. We are all threading a grand story of evolution, and we are each here to inspire one another in unique ways, in whatever way we need it at the time that we need it. It's all divine. We don't have to force anything. We don't have to ego it away. We don't have to analyze it away. We don't have to force any outcome. And that's the surrender of spirit. Just flow with spirit. All you got to do is be excited for you. That's it. Everything else will come to you, and you get to co-create from your authenticity. You get to co-create from who you are at the soul of who you are. And my heart and my chest is just pounding. Like, this is source. This is source. Wow. So much power of light. So much power of love. Let's go. That source just bursting through you. And that can't be duplicated. That can't be copied. That can't be, manipulated. It's truthfully here. That's authentic spiritual co-creation, creating a spirit, because that's what matters to you. And you hold those values of integrity and truthfulness and whatever values you want to hold, sacred honor, sacred beauty. And what does that mean? Because beauty in the 3D world is not what it means in 5D. And I've had a couple of videos about shifting our perspective and pulling on some of the ancient timelines in the ancient temples through which beauty was sacred, because it's how we honored our vessel. It's how we honored our body in all ways that it could be. And it's been warped and and created imbalance because of egocentric timelines and egocentric controlling energies, where divine feminine bodies were devalued and debased for thousands of years. And I was asking my teams this morning when I asked them questions, and they said, well, you're healing thousands of timelines where you were held in bodies and situations and karma that were less than. Women were always held less than. In some of the ancient temples, they were the only ones that were allowed to do healing, because they had intuitive sensings that the men did not have. And those were only in the sacred healing temples, as well as many of the prophetesses were all women, because they held the higher capacity for intuition, and why the giving of life and the understanding of life and honoring of life. And those of you that are mothers and parents, when you know that your child needs something, you could be in the dead of sleep and you'll wake up and you'll receive the information that your child needs from you. And it doesn't matter if they're 20 living on the other side of the world. You just know. Those are the intuitive threads that never separate. And neither does it when we're receiving new experiences where our family and friends start leaving us, because their soul path is different than yours, and it's meant to be. It's a part of the mastery experience. Your soul wants to experience detachment. And how limited is our experience here on earth? We have access to all beings, all timelines, everywhere, at any moment. There is no separation. But that's embodying it now and living as it, and releasing the limited programs that allow us to feel such fear and exasperation, through which it just creates negative energies, reality after reality after reality, right? Stepping outside of those vibrations that just keep us small and limiting. And so part of their comments this morning for us is stepping into these new inspirational breakthroughs as we break the bottleneck. And the main points of interest are your excitement and your interest, and focusing. Focusing is so important, that no matter how much an old cycle might want to pull you back down into older, lower vibrational thought patterns, behaviors, everybody will be tested, because that's that magnetic pull into other programs that we're breaking out of. And that's a part of the new growth ascension process. So that you've broken through to a new level when you'll always get tested by what was, because that's the magnetic pull. Everything in your bodies and your fields and your DNA, your cells remember, your cells have memory. Everything within you as a being of pattern and habit will be tested, because that's where some of your energy is. Your energy has always behaved in certain patterns and experiences. And so part of that energy is still there calling you, either through other beings that are still operating those programs, other friends and family members, whatever it might be. But those energies are still calling you back, because they want to continue. It's the environment of continuation, what they know to be true, not understanding that what might be outside of that might be even better, because they're still having to work on their belief patterns, and that's okay. But there will always be those tests. As you enter a new growth period, a new growth cycle, we'll talk about the ascension symptoms of those new growth cycles in a minute, because that always comes with a new growth cycle. So today we're talking about new growth cycles. How to continue the momentum of a new growth cycle is through focus, through intention, through your attention, perspective. Your perspective is everything. Can you keep your focus and your perspective on the excitement of you, on the exploration of you, on the joy of you, knowing that you are the universe, that every atom has its unique coding of what you need, when you need it, how you need it, divinely activated through your higher self and your soul. Are you connected with your higher self and your soul? Do you know thyself as a higher self and a soul? Are you walking as the higher self and the soul? Are you walking as this expanded, beautiful, elegant being of light, where you just center in your being and you ground, so that your choices are from that higher vibrational state of who you are? This is what I'd love to co-create. I'm really excited to explore this now. And I'm going to call in all of the beings that I need to. And you're speaking it to the universe. You're creating it with the universe. You're perceiving it already within that aspect of vibration that's already there. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had the inspiration to think it, to know it, to be inspired by it, to ignite it within you. It's already there. And as in many of my client sessions last week, though that was part of our conversation, is many had just completed an ascension growth experience where they just woke up and they had a new awakening at a new phase. Awakening is infinite. It never stops. It's always continuous. And as you clear away the density, you'll be then offered a new platform to awaken within. It's always free will. And you can choose to deepen within your light and talk with source and be with source and commune with source, you and your higher self, the epicenter of you, command your consciousness, perceive anew. That's the ever eternal state of love and life and evolution. It's a free will choice. And so they were saying, you know, this is everything that's changing, or I feel like everything's toppling down. Well, that's one of the symptoms of your new growth stage, because your new growth stage says, wow, I'm finding it hard to believe I spent so long in such a limiting system, because now all I am excited to do is explore what is new and unknown. And you release those fears of the unknown. You release those fears of loss and changing of family members and friends, because you understand that it's a grander purpose and segment of potentiation, that you will be meeting other aspects of the other parts of them in just different forms and different bodies, different names and different titles, whatever you want to call it. We're all threaded as one. So it's an infinite threading soup of the all. At the highest level of every person that moves away from you, if you will, or you move away from them, the highest soul level, each of you know, and each of you are planning and telling one another. We are preparing one another to move away from one another, because we understand that our souls are on different journeys. And we're going to play it out in certain ways so that in this physical experience, you have what you need to grow your soul, to know that we are infinite, we are eternal, we are helping one another grow. I send you unconditional love and light, and I'm going to go this way now. And you understand that. And that's why it's always unconditional love. But in this human body, because we're still working from ego, it's always still about, you know, us and them and games and the back and forth and the magnetic pull of who's right, who's wrong, and, you know, who's doing what. As opposed to just surrendering it all to spirit and just saying, okay, but I still choose this because I'm a divine sovereign being and this is my choice. Remember, we're all healing subjugation, which means that every soul and every higher self and every being is sovereign into and unto itself, through its own free will and through its own choice, not to be held back, not to be manipulated, not to be downgraded or held back by anything or anyone. Every free will choice to know thyself as thy, and you get to co-create whatever way you choose to. And so too does everybody else. That's the free will. We get ourselves into trouble when we're working and operating from limitation, fear, and greed, when those energies and those behaviors continue of manipulation, control, and whatever else goes on to, and they occur at every segment of our socio systems. Every part of our socio systems has these energies in them. And why we're here to rewrite them, why we are here to infuse light, because everything must be transfused and infuse light, so that we bring it to a higher vibrational level of greater fairness and greater equality, to know that all beings, regardless of what package they come within, what color it is, doesn't matter how the exterior is, we are all in the light of the oneness of Source Creator. We all deserve our moment to speak our innate truth of spirit, of who we are, to express that, explore and experience it in however way it's exciting for each of us. And so the attributes of these new experiences, and we're going to talk about the physical parts in a minute. I just want to go over, because these are really important to keep that momentum going, that high vibrational momentum. Again, ignite something new in your day as often as possible that will serve at your physical, your mental, emotional, your etheric level. Remember, we're multidimensional beings, and we're here to assist ourselves in healing our multidimensional bodies. The lower body of the sacred geometry that we are here right now, is harmonizing with the higher vibrational sacred geometry of all that we are, the Metatronic light. And as we release density, we allow ourselves to raise so that we meet the higher vibrational version 51% of the way. Must be at least 51% for them to meet us. Otherwise, the vibrational harmonization, when we harmonize these two fractals of sacred geometry, it would not be beneficial to all of our encasing. We wouldn't be able to do it. We would have a psychotic break. We would have various other multidimensional symptomologies that would be of detriment to us. We have to allow that light to be integrated. Light needs to be integrated, because we've been used to thousands of years of density. Our cells are required to be recoded. Our DNA is activated through those recodings. We're able to take on greater light. We're able to take on higher capacity information and wisdoms. Whereas 2 years ago, would you have been in the same capacity to take on this vibrational video and understand it at the same capacity that you do now? Probably not, because you've allowed yourself to carry great light that even if perhaps you might not understand part of it, the multidimensional allness of you in the field of all that you are in understands it and is also breaking down the codes of what you need to know when you need to know it. And tomorrow, if you're pulling on something from what we're offering you now, you will get what you need because it's in your field being integrated into how you need to hear it. And why it's so important that in our future, each and every one of us will come with our own unique, creative, inspirational experiences through sound and through light language and through all that we do to communicate in new ways. Because our bodies are understanding things at a higher vibrational level that goes beyond the voice. It's always beyond the voice first. When someone walks in the room, you're already communicating with them because it's a multidimensional experience. And we're activating all of those as we clear density. And so your focused intention and attention and how you perceive yourself, who am I, what do I exist within, and what exists within me, and can I expand upon it in every new day? Yes, I can, absolutely, I am that I am. That's my name is. Source is, it brought me here for this. I'm expansive. I'm gonna connect with my higher self. I'm gonna connect with those sacred geometries. I'm gonna call it in. Bring it on, I'm whole. That's my role here. Create my wholeness with me, me. And in this, I get to choose how I co-create. And I'm going to create with those that want to create at that same level because I'm calling in those vibrational threads. I get that now and I want to work with that. I want to be excited about that. I'm going to place attention on it. I'm going to place focus on it. And I'm going to place my excitement and joy and playfulness in it. The more that you can be that sacred child in those moments, that's that momentum that pushes you through past that bottleneck and into that new vibrational platform of light. So that you get to co-create with new light codes at your feet and from the heavens. Remember, as within, so without, as above, so below. All that you are encompassed within and above and around are creating that new light within those lights. Everything is being offered, those codes from above and below. You get to harmonize with it. It's a song within a song and within a song within a song. You get to choose through your free will how you commune and create. Hey, I'm a katatka Joanna katatka Joanna katatka Joanna Hey, I'm a katatka Joanna katatka I am a magnificent being of light. I'm a magnificent being of light. I'm a magnificent being of light. And set those codes for your field. Remember, set those codes for your field. Set those codes for your field through your intention, waking up and being the commander of your field of epicenter of light. I'm a magnificent being of light. I'm a magnificent being of light. You are coding your field. You're coding your field. You are infinite threads of light, infinite threads, this way and this way and this way and this way. One of my very first experiences of awakening was with my teams, and they were showing me the experience of the Merkaba, and it was oscillating. This beautiful Star of David Merkaba experience that was just in this beautiful, it's called the isohedron, the movement that it just spins in this perfect rotation. The soul of all that you are in its highest programmed state through the Merkaba, the beauty of all that we are as holy light that is encasing us in our soul's stories, our soul's Akash, bringing everything that we are in our highest potentiation through our DNA and through who we are as light. And it's held within that beautiful experience that we can attune to and align with and feel that sacred geometry of all that we are in our perfection. But we've never been told this and taught this. It's been something that only the highest spiritualists understand and know. No, this is for everybody. At the earliest ages, the children know. You have a Merkaba, start working with it. You want to go here into different planets, different dimensions, there you go, off you go. You remember, children are masters. They'll know how to time travel far before we will. They'll understand it. They can bilocate, they can levitate. Why put limits on them? Why put boundaries on them? No, they're born perfect, they're born infinite. Let's start creating. Fifth dimensional, baby. Let's get going, step it up. Let's go. Who's with me? You know, and there's gonna be some people like, what do you say? Or, you know, because their heart chakras and their chakra systems aren't yet ready for that. And that's okay. Just like there's right now, there's people that are, you know, going to space, they're doing their own space trips. And there's people around the world that don't even know about it. There's people around the world that don't even care. And then there's people that think it's crazy and they're all up in, you know, negativity about it. There's always going to be all sorts of people that have their own unique opinions about what's going on, and that's fine. That's the journey, that's the story. But have it place no value on who you are as an infinite being, and you know why you've come. You know why you're here. Source is telling you every day, you are bigger than you thought, you're bigger than you thought, you're bigger than you thought, get going. Do we not want that for our children? We not keep our children held behind the door and say they can never go outside. You need to stay inside this house and never move beyond this house. No, get out there, go experience, go explore, be your best. I got you. I'll always be here to inspire you and empower you and tell you that you're bigger than you thought you were. I will always be here to tell you you are bigger than you thought you were. Now go explore. Be your best. Be your best with you and Source. Because you are here for greatness. You are here for greatness. And it's up to you to seek it and find it and be it. Be it, the state of being. I am being my higher self. I'm owning it today. However you want to own it, so own it and express it and be it and focus on that part that gets you excited. I am excited to create that. That is my vision for me. That is my vibration for me. See it, feel it, sense it in every way that you can. It's a vibration and you're calling yourself there. You're calling yourself there. And so part of what they said to me earlier is that my experiences last week with my clients, they were all at this experience with, okay, well, I've just entered this new soul growth, now what? Because they were experiencing the physical symptoms and then they were experiencing the chaos that our light has to now create order within. Okay, we'll just create those new systems of excitement, those are new systems of attention, those new systems of what are you willing and intending yourself for you to perceive yourself in. I perceive myself in that experience. Okay, start vibrationally working yourself there. What's your dream? What's your wish? Your source is giving you, your source within you is giving you your inspirations, your dreams, your wishes. And it will come with those moments where we'll want to get pulled back into those old cycles and systems with old beings that we've co-created those things with. And it's up to us to stand on our truth and say, no, I don't want to go there anymore. I'm over here already. Because through the experiences this week, which I knew this several years back, is that there's already an aspect of you that is in your highest and your best. It's calling you vibrationally to what you want to create. That's why you have those inspirations. And the physical aspect of you now is just tidying up loose ends and releasing the last bit of density that you need to hear those calls more vibrationally with great profundity, right? That's called the divine discontent. It's you with you. Your higher self is calling you into these versions of vibrational yous that you know absolutely that you want to be there co-creating with. You forget that you're all places, all things, and all where. That's why we do have those times where we have 2 or 3 or 4 different excitements, and some of them are equally exciting. And that's why you just drop to your center every day. What am I excited about today? Because you might get an excitement here, and then an excitement there, and then an excitement there, and then an excitement there. This has been the biggest gift that my teams and my guides have been showing me this year, is that your path will never be from here to there. It's going to move about because your soul wants that. Your soul wants to toggle timelines and pocket your unique Christic light in the grids here and there. Your soul wants to co-create with a shaman here. Your soul wants to co-create with a teacher here. Your soul wants to create with a child over there. And you're going to be pocketing yourself and your vibrations everywhere. Because again, as I've said 100 jillion times before, if it's a number, I don't care, 100 jillion times before, that the vibration of the Christ is everywhere. And those of us with the Christed vibration that are excited to work it will weave it everywhere we go. Because that's the excitement of the Christ. It is the highest vibration of our multidimensionality. And those of us that work with the grids and sacred lands, that's what we do. We pocket the Christed energy and information and wisdoms wherever we go with whomever we meet. Because it's our excitement. It's how we move. We move with the Christic excitement, and our auras and our energy fields affect everything. Because we're coded with it. We want that. We want to walk as the big aura that we are. We want to walk with that light. We want to walk with that excitement. We want to walk with that joy. Light's here. Light's here. Light's here. Light's here. Let's play. Let's play. Let's play. We are here as light. Let's play. Let's play. Let's change it up. Let's shift it up. Let's play. And it's big energy. You can feel the difference, right? You can feel the difference. And some can label it however they want, but you know what it is? It's pure passion. I'm passionate. passionate about sharing. I'm passionate about whatever it is that comes to me to share as the Holy Christ, to share as the Christ consciousness, to share as the vibration of love, to share as the vibrational song that we are one. And there's a whole lot of passion in there. That's passion. And each and every one of you have equal wisdom, have equal intelligence, have equal passions. You each do. You each carry the stairs that you need to walk up and be your fullest and highest and best. So drop the judgment. It's you. It's you. We're versions of one another, showing each other what we need to see in all moments. To release judgment and send light anyways. To release judgment and love anyways. To release judgment and say, well, hey, what can I do to open up to great love? Because I'm part of it. You're part of the song. There's no separation ever, 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 ever. You are loved equally. You are adored equally. You have the equal amount of vibrational steps of specialness and uniqueness and preciousness that will take you on your sacred journey that will equally thread within the other equal threads that are coming in to thread as a new vibrational collective thread. Threads of elegant dimensional experience. Remember, experience and dimension. The greater light that you are within yourself, you loving you, you knowing you, you get to experience whatever dimensional thread you want to. That's why the soul really only cares about exploration, expression, and experience, for that is evolution. That's what the soul is designed for, to evolve in light patterns, light programs. Through light we evolve. Through love we evolve. Releasing all that is, all of those experiences that held us separate from source, separate from our oneness, separate from us. So your intention, your focus on that excites you. Focus on that which gives you inspiration and joy. And create those new things every day, physically, mentally, emotionally, etherically, that you can do new. New ways to care for your body. New ways to talk to yourself. New ways to emote. Honor your emotions. And share them. And so their offering to me today in closing was focus on your light and what your light needs from you. So remember, in each of our multidimensional bodies, our bodies will need certain things from us because we've reached a new growth experience, and we'll be tested to return to old programs and patterns and ways, and then we'll have that new opportunity to create a new. And that's evolution. That's where you've punched through that bottleneck, and you know that you've done that all by you. And that's to be proud of. That's what Jesus told me last week, was the glow of self-responsibility, because you're taking responsibility for all that you are as a consciousness being of light. You're doing whatever that you care and that's exciting for you to move through this journey for you without putting any pressure on yourself. It's just about you exploring you and enjoying you as light. And it feels really good. You get excited about, how can I take care of my light in my energy body? Well, I'm going to spend more time outside, and I'm maybe going to just sit under a tree, and I'm going to begin to commune with it. And how can I do that with my emotional body? Well, I'm going to tell my brother that I felt this today, then when he said that last week, and I'm going to see if we can clear the air. And then your mental body, well, I'm going to choose to take 5 minutes 3 times a day and just be silent. Silence releases all of the stresses that we put on our bodies and our fields. And through sacred breath, my bodies and my minds and all that I am as a multidimensional experience of light is cleared and cleansed. I'm now in greater alignment because I'm calm and I'm precious and I'm just still and I'm present. And so how can you infuse and take care of yourself in light, as light, on each one of your bodies, and have that as a part of your daily self-care? And we offered that in our, and we have a weekly self-care checklist and a monthly self-care checklist that you can do even greater soul things, like perhaps aligning that monthly checklist and soul growth template on the monthly basis can include your alignments with the moon cycles, because that's really important, because we are all magnetic beings aligned with the magnetic planet, and it all affects, it's again, micro, macro. And so the other thing they said was, you get to create that new story. That's part of your excitement. So again, that story to include that physical, mental, emotional, etheric. Rewrite yourself, reinvent yourself. And it's going to look, again, this is part of that new growth attribute, is as you're broken away from these 3 attributes that created the bottleneck, and you're punching through those membranes, you're going to experience that growth attributes, which will be others not being okay and their feathers ruffled at that new part of you. because that new part of you wants to behave differently to keep up that momentum of those higher vibrational pattern programs now. And so that will be part of the Ascension Symptoms, because that will be the energetic return through which you're putting out here. And those energy returns are like, okay, I don't know what's going on here, or, you know, come back to us, you know, what you're doing, you're not here anymore. Vibrationally and fixing my experiences, you know, you're over here creating with you, because that's your guidance from your higher self. They've got to learn how to do it for themselves. They've got to learn how to get their light. They've got to learn how to create order from their disorder. And it comes through the loving and the honoring of who they are, all of us. It's all the same journey. We're just at different stages and phases, and it's all okay. It's all one. We're all one. We're all here helping one another. Because if there weren't the code breakers, if there weren't anybody in between, we would have nothing to allow ourselves to know the contrast of how we can co-create. We require that contrast. It shows us, okay, well, how can I co-create now? Because I want to create this over here. And then you get to inspire it through your higher self and create something that's never been done before. That's part of that bottleneck. We're jumping through, okay, there's nothing here, so how do we create it? Through your intention, your focus, and your attention, for you to be excited in exploring who you are as the essence of you, as source creator, as the all. And so again, you'll also have those attributes, again, those behaviors that want to thread you back vibrationally, emotionally, and mentally, and etherically. And you'll be tested. Do you want to keep yourself small? What story are you telling yourself? You know, because all of those experiences will come back in various ways to say, well, you've left a program here, but the energy is still there until you reprogram it fully as a new pattern here. Does that make sense? And it'll get smaller and less and less and less, because all of your energy and all of your quantum light and all of your excitement is going into this new vibration here. It's all about your quantum excitement packet, if you will, your direction. You're directing your energy into something new. That's where all of your vibration is. So that's where it will mostly be. But you will still have the residue that will call you back. And you'll be tempted and tested at every new cycle, because that's just how you understand your mastery and how you're growing to stand in your own truth, to continue to stand in your truth as sovereign being. And so again, so what they were saying is that part of the new ascension growth cycle, when you punch through that membrane, you'll experience that those cycle perspectives will change. For example, this is the example they gave me. Those that were in roles that made themselves small, like myself. For so many years, I didn't want to step into the public, because those were just those attributes I wanted to be, just because of my soul's healing. Those are my natural progressive energies. I just wanted to stay in the background and let other people, go to front. So when I first started my ascension, I actually played a support role, and I was a support moderator for other spiritual teachers. And then my team said, okay, now you're ready. You need to get out there and do your own thing. Because there was oftentimes I was actually speaking for when I was moderating, I was actually bringing forward the channeled information before the teacher would. And that was uncomfortable and awkward. And then I just decided to start my own thing. And there was no judgment in any way. I only state that as to know that that's your readiness, because you will always give yourself, your higher self and your soul will always give you those readiness experiences. When you're in a class and when you're in those experiences where you have those vibrational beliefs about yourself that you're not worthy or you're not ready yet, and you will place yourself in those experiences where you're actually showing yourself that yes you do, and yes you are, you're ready, you've got this. And so those are just experiences of those new growth experiences, and they come in a myriad of multidimensional ways, so be okay with it. You will have the testing phase, you will have the breaking through new phase, you will have the perspective shifting phase. So this is what they were showing me. Those of you that wanted to be held back and in your safe corner, not stepping outside your comfort zone, you're going to be placed in greater arenas so that you can break through your comfort zone, because again, that inspires greater momentum. And so we think of it as individually for the soul's growth, yes, but however, it is always with the collective, because as souls, remember, every soul, every person has its soul. That soul is connected with 50 to 100 to even 1,000 other beings on the planet. So every time you create that big momentous shift, you are threading that light momentum to others, is again what we talked about, the bottleneck. This is why we're never separate. We're never separate, and why it's so important that each person must be in full alignment with their higher self and act in the way that they're inspired to act. If their soul says you're ready, get out there, get out there. Because you are carrying 50 to 100 or 1,000 souls. Those are only numbers, they're not accurate. We're just saying that we belong to soul families that are on this planet, that we are in contract with to pull them up in light. They still have free will to choose their life direction, but their soul is being offered the highest vibrational codes and wisdom and information in their multidimensional fields and bodies. Even if you don't even know them, even if you don't even know who they are or where they live, they could be living in, you know, Singapore, you know, Australia. It doesn't matter. Your soul is threaded with their soul. And that's why when you meet them sometimes out of the blue or in an airport somewhere, you say, wow, I know you from somewhere. Yeah, we're part of the same soul family. So when I move forward, I'm going to send you a whole bunch of light and you're going to get it. And all you got to do is just live in your space, in your oneness with source, so that you're going to create that honoring of packet. And you're going to call it into the center of you. And then you're going to start co-creating with it, pulling others along in your soul family. So again, sometimes the words that we say and the offerings that we offer, for those that are new and understand that all that we offer is a multidimensional experience, so that there's packets of information and stories that are in alignment with the highest vibrational threading of the elegance of all that is in light evolutionary programs. It goes far beyond just the words that we're saying, because it connecting with you as the soul that you are, and you're threaded with an infinite number of timelines and groups and councils here and beyond, that there's a reasons why you're getting what you're getting. As you're in alignment with who you are and in connection with who you are, you're in attunement, you actually get to feel that threaded story and you get to say, yes, I get it. Therefore, you don't need to know what's coming, because you absolutely know that you're one with source in all now moments. Source is going to bring you what you need to, and it's supposed to be a delicate surprise every moment. You're meant to completely let go of control, completely let go of what you thought, and have unconditional trust. And that was one of Mother Mary's blessings that she brought this planet, was to understand that what were her soul's threading with Master Jesus, the delicate soul experience that a mother has with a child, she had to have unconditional trust for her soul's theme. Thank you, Holy Mother Mary. Thank you, Holy Mother Mary. Thank you, Holy Mother Mary. She's with us right now. Thank you, Holy Mother Mary. And I'm honored for you to be with us right now. Thank you, Mother Mary. She's saying, thank you, Joanna. You're having you're doing a wonderful job explaining various soul lessons that each of you move through, and understand that each of you will move through various levels and depths of a soul theme, if you will. For your understanding of unconditional trust at this moment will be different from 2 years from now, a month from now, even 6 days from now, because you're understanding yourself at the capacity of your fluidic oneness. No longer just the separative being that you are in this body that has to understand and somehow, the word that's coming to me is absorb what that unconditional trust is, because it's never been taught in our collective experience, because there's been so many conditions on everything for us to be accepted, for us to be loved, for us to be honored, for us to be valued. And why that part of that unconditional trust that she taught us was that there is a divine plan. And there's a reason, there's a far grander reason than we ever know at the time. But when we look back, we'll always see the meshing of those threads to the purpose of our unique soul's gift and honoring. And what I was taught many years ago is the bride offering herself. The bride offering herself is a very sacred text of one soul agreement with Source Creator. The promise that we make with Source to say, I will come forward in an infinite number of ways, Holy Mother, and I will go and I will bless light wherever I go and wherever you send me. That is my gift to you and my honor to you in the evolutionary light programs. That is that between your soul and Source, and only you know that. And only you can discover that in your sacred journey. What is that of the bride that offers herself? And oftentimes our understanding of sacrifice, through which Mother Mary taught us to be unconditionally trusting of that sacrifice and what it meant for the greater collective and for her soul's plan. You see what we're saying? And it's okay, because it's a multidimensional experience and it will come in a myriad of ways. But to know that through unconditional trust and surrender and just allowing everything to unfold, you will be a part of that blessed story. And there will always be a gift and a beautiful jewel within it. That's the treasures of the heart that each and every one of us are here to seek within. And the beauty within it. Thank you, Holy Mother. Thank you, Holy Mother Mary. Thank you, Holy Mother Mary. Thank you, Holy Mother Mary. In sacred honor of the divine families that are with us, and the beautiful sisters and the mothers, thank you for allowing me this experience to help with human ascension and experience of the divine experience within ourselves as we grow and we expand in who we are. I honor you. Thank you, holy families. Thank you, holy families. Thank you. And so they were saying, thank you for our experience of the soul growth is to allow ourselves on all sides of the story when it's appropriate and in divine timing. So for example, those of us that have been held, that we've chosen to hold ourselves small and behind the scenes, if you will, because of our discomfort of being in front of people for an infinite number of reasons. And as we clear away all of those programs and densities in the various multidimensional fields, we're now getting more and more comfortable with coming out of our shell a little. And so those, and then opposite in that experience, remember, it's all within a little paper. It's always within the infinity. So those of us that have held ourselves back, if you will, from being out in the forefront are now going to start moving into the forefront. And those that have been out in the forefront are going to start moving back as support people. And that's the infinite flow so that their souls can have those experiences. There's very rarely that a being on this planet will have the same experience throughout its entire lifetime, because the soul doesn't evolve that way. Like being a leader from the moment you're born to the moment you move on and transition. Because the soul wants an experience. The soul wants to be that support person. The soul wants that experience to say, no, I lifted so many people up this lifetime. I felt really good. I learned so much from being the student, from being the teacher, from being the one that led people, from being the one that just sat back. Your soul wants that experience. So be okay with those shifts and changes coming when you have those new soul growth breakthroughs. And so some of the ascension symptoms will be when you have the various chakra upgrades and you're clearing out those deep stories within your chakras and those densities within your chakras. Remember, they come from imprints from beyond, other timelines, and they also come from projections and imprints and what you've taken on from your environments this lifetime. So that's why those densities occur and how they are, and why it requires our clearing and our attention so that we're clearing it at a multidimensional level. Some of the ascension symptoms, just to give you a quick one, because we want to keep it really not shorter than it could have been. Say for the crown chakra, when you're reaching the higher vibrational informations that you want to call in, the crown chakra activations and your soul star activations will result in ascension symptoms that rewire the sensory systems, the pineal, various receptors on the crown area. And many, many years ago, when I had my galactic audibles turned on, I'm able to hear sounds that others cannot hear, because it's just a part of my gifts and part of the wiring that I've come with to communicate and to experience varying frequencies of energies that are in the room and speaking with many different dimensional beings. And so those will all get cleared out. And so you will have symptoms of the physical that are moving through you, because the light is clearing and cleansing these chakra areas. And so you might have wax buildup and the plugging of the ears, and clearing out the ears and the inner ears and outer ears and galactic ears, just by focusing on your attention and intention to clear these areas. Because everything that we hear that's aggressive or mean or hateful, those affect the vibrational fields. And so that's why, again, as you awaken, to refine who you are, what you put in your body, and how you surround yourself with, because it affects everything, it's energy. And then also, as you're taking greater care of yourself, you're also creating that higher light experience so that you're not susceptible, and you're putting up the appropriate boundaries. As Jesus said, you are the commandmentship of all that you are as consciousness, so that you're not going to be taking on any energies that are not of your vibrational experience, because you get to choose your magnificence of what you take on. And that's consciously being aware of it. And so for the crown chakra and for the third eye, you will get those mornings you'll wake up and it'll just feel like a nasal cold. That's because all the densities from your third eye, all the densities from all that's been placed upon the collective, we're all clearing it out. So when you're doing your daily self-clear, just do your morning clearing and just clear. And then your cold will go away by noon. And just make sure that you're allowing yourself, the beautiful sprays, the organic essences and the sprays throughout your day, because they do rewire your biochemistry within your body, and just reorganizing so that you feel good, and getting outside for lots of fresh air, deep breathing. I take my mask off as often as possible. I really only wear it when I'm in the store, and I just deep breaths outside as often as possible. But you work on your own intuitive systems, because I know everybody has their own set understanding and beliefs and their own set criteria of their own community with the local pandemic. So just gauge yourself and know yourself intuitively. And spend as much time as you can outside near nature. You know, just sit under the tree and just have your presence with Gaia as often as you can, to bathe and cleanse and clear. And so your throat chakra also have those secretions, you know, and pay attention when you're around certain people and if you find your throat clearing a lot, because those are activities of soul contracts that you have with certain people to speak your truth. You'll always notice it, especially around family, when you have big family dinners. Just pay attention to how and who you clear your throat around, because it will change. That's how you understand quantum energy, because your quantum chakra understands that quantum experience, and you've been in lifetimes before. And that's when your higher self and your spirit and your soul are saying, you got to speak your truth. Don't just say yes and okay and walk away. You got to speak your truth. Stand up, speak your truth. Because we're going to keep clearing your throat chakra until you speak your truth. Because there's density in there. And your higher self and your spirit is saying, I don't agree with that. And there's something about this experience that's showing me that I need to stand on my truth. It's okay that you don't agree, but you still need to stand in who you are and state your oneness with who you are, and have it be valid, valued, and respected. You know, and that's why, especially women that are here to clear subjugation, many of us go through those life experiences with people that didn't value us and respect us, because those were the very experiences that we're here to heal and clear. And so again, every chakra will show you these beautiful experiences of, you know, clearing and cleansing, and you get to make yourself all new again. You get to reinvent yourself, and you get to, you know, be that beautiful energy vibration of who you are, and the elegance of who you are. And that's that beauty, that's that glow of self-responsibility, because it's sacred. When you clear your chakras and you're in tune with what's going on and why you're going through what you're going through multidimensionally, you're physically, emotionally, and then you don't get so worried and upset and run to the doctor every time something happens, because you're taking ownership and companionship of you. Your cells know what's going on, and your cells will tell you. Have that communion every morning. Is there anything I need to have checked up? Is there anything going on that I need additional care for? You know, maybe homeopathy, or maybe you know, acupuncture. You know, show me, direct me. Your body will tell you. Your body is a mechanism of intelligence, but you got to work with it. You got to be the commander of it and love it and value it and love all parts of you, you know, no matter how silly it might appear to others, because their perspective of beauty and sacredness and self-honor is different, and that's okay, but it doesn't have to stop you from living sacredly and honoring you as sacred. We're all meant to be different. We're not meant to be the same. So be okay with that. Be okay with arranging your reality as a sacred excitement and focused intention, and perceiving yourself so that you are going to be there in that part that's already calling you. You're sacred, you're beautiful, you're young, you're youthful, you're strong. However you want to rewrite yourself, however you want to reinvent yourself, you can do this. And you create your own paradigm shift that you get to walk through the door when you're ready. Nobody else, you and Source choose that. It's a contract between you and Source. And your communion with Source, your communion with you is your highest and best. You knowing what's going on with your multidimensional bodies as you're breaking through these new ascension growth periods, understanding your own symptoms, understanding your own attributes of what you're ready to test yourself on next. You're going to release all those worries about the unknown, because you absolutely know you got this. Unconditional trust. I'm with you, Spirit. I'm with you, Source. I'm with all the teams and guides that are helping me. I got this. And that's building the glow of self-responsibility. You get to claim that. Because you did it. You walked up all those stairs, even when people were trying to call you back and say, no, you can't do it. What you're doing is crazy. It's not valid. Nobody's going to want it. Whatever was said, that's okay. Because they're going to have to have the response and the return of whatever energies anybody's putting out. It's okay. That's how we learn. You can't get to any ascension experience without learning. And sometimes it's a hard cycle. Super, super hard. Sometimes you got to get knocked down 10 times before you say, okay, no more. Nobody's going to take advantage of me again. Forget it. It's done. No more taking from me. No more taking advantage of me because I'm kind and I'm nice. No more taking from me. No more taking from me, because the light will bathe everything, and the light will bring everything forward. And those that have been the takers are going to find their back seat now, because that's the cycle that's changing right now. Everything in our reality. That's how it clears out. That's how those tower moments happen, to teach everyone their soul's lesson that they require, that they need to see. The ones that need to stand up and say, no more taking advantage of me and being mean. No more. I'm a good person and I've given nothing but unconditional love and care and trust. This is what I require now. These are my new standards, and this is what I perceive of myself. And these are the levels that I'm stepping off of. I don't want to play that anymore. I get to choose. And so do you. You get to choose. What do you want for your heart? How do you want to be a part of this game? How do you want to be a part of this beautiful ride that's sacred? You get to choose for yourself. And whatever you choose, Source loves each and every one of you as the adored child that you are. But empower those that are breaking the ones and the codes first. Honor them. Honor us. We've broken so many densities for everyone to come up through. The stuff that wasn't broken until we did it. So honor us. Give us some respect that's honored and required. And nobody understands the path that I've taken. Not one person understands it, because I was on it by myself. By myself. I deserve respect. I deserve it. I get to say that now. And I'm quite okay if there's people that don't get it. I'm quite okay with it. You know, I want to be with people that want to be at that level with respect and honor and value, because I'm a divine feminine and I'm here to bring the wisdoms of divine feminine back, so that we honor ourselves as beautiful and sacred and joyful and blessed, that we are all in this beautiful sacred story of oneness. And I love and I honor every one of you. Every one of you, I honor you for allowing me to be the teacher and allowing me to be the student in every way.